Good day, everybody. So in this video, I wanted to continue the discussion on the possibility of the Second American Civil War. And in this video, I wanted to discuss really kind of the what would happen with the United States military. I think in a lot of circles, whether it's on the right or the left believes possibly that if Donald Trump doesn't want to leave office, the military would intervene and remove him from office. And on the right, possibly you would see military generals en masse revolt over a a leftist Marxist type government coming into power. I don't think it would look like that in either scenario, so to speak. So first, I think any civil war, civil conflict in the United States, which is kind of already starting, would be a very slow burn with pockets of intensity. And what I mean by that is, yes, we have some very leftist states such as California, Oregon, and Washington, and those would probably be the first to I don't want to call it succeed, but declare themselves separate, be it through an elective process that they don't agree with, or something else, and then possibly, obviously, you have New York as well, but predominantly the intensity is on the West Coast. But at the same time, you have counties in these areas as well that are not um, leftists and would not agree with what their states are doing and may take a different route with the populations. I mean, especially in eastern Washington and eastern Oregon, they just they despise what's going on in some of these big cities. So it would look a little different. Now back to the military aspect. The military is not political. It tries to keep itself completely out of politics. Um, if you observe State of the Union addresses where the chairman of Joint Chiefs and other high-ranking military officials are present, they rarely clap for either party, Republican or Democrat. They don't really do anything. They sit there. Now maybe they'll clap if it's something to do within the scope of the military that was done good. Then you would see that. But for the most part, the military wants to stay out of things, and I don't think um, you would see the military getting involved outside of a direct presidential order. Now, with that being said, within the military, you have um, different points of view. I can tell you in some of the more the combat arms side of the military um, tend to be more right wing than maybe some of the supply folks in the military. And that's kind of where the military separates a little bit. You have folks who join the military because, yes, they want to serve their country, and they are very patriotic, so maybe they go to the combat arms side of the military, be it that infantry, armor, artillery, and then probably one of the biggest, what I would define as the most patriotic, are many of the special forces groups, Army Special Forces, Navy SEALs, um, Marine Force Recon, what have you. So those folks would probably tend to gravitate more towards the right more quickly, possibly, than other units um, in the United States military. But on the whole, the military would really want to stay out of this. You would probably see posts getting locked down and then mandating people or soldiers to stay on post if civil conflict really kind of got out of hand. Now, granted, you would see the National Guard getting called up and assisting states, and again, that's where it kind of gets a little quirky because um, you have governors who may not agree with another governor in another state, or the president not agreeing with a certain governor and believing that they should use the National Guard in a manner of their choosing. But again, I don't think initially you would see the military wanting to stay out of any kind of civil conflict as best they could. Now that could change depending on what the mob is doing as well. So in the case of a lot of these anarchists and left-wing mobs that are out there destroying police stations and so forth, you can see the police are picking sides rather quickly. They don't agree with what's going on and also see their livelihood in jeopardy. And they're probably not going to stand for it, and they'll pick sides pretty quickly, and I think that's already occurring. But again, back to the whole military dynamic, I don't think there would be a lot of action within our military. I don't think you would see any sort of coup d'etat either way. I just don't. It would have to really get nasty, and even then, it probably would separate like the country a little bit. I believe that. I don't think the military would cohesively pick a side either way. And during the Spanish Civil War, we kind of saw that to some extent. It was a little bit different because the Spanish military had been politicized. So if you have a military that has been politicized by the political apparatus, obviously it's more apt to join in a certain side of a conflict. Again, that's not the case with the United States military. It has not been politicized yet, but that's not to say it could be. Anyway, that's all I have for now. Have a great day.